Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new day of All Creator Live, and I am back playing more No Man's Sky. Give me a minute, I gotta mute April's microphone. There we go. Her microphone is muted. And... oof. A long day today. But hopefully tomorrow will be shorter. But that don't matter because I'll be sleeping right after I get done with work tomorrow and I won't be able to stream. So yeah, to those who are expecting a stream tomorrow, nope, unfortunately I can't stream on the weekends, so. This is the last day of the week that you get. And the last game that I play every week is No Man's Sky. And it's one of my favorites. To those uninitiated, No Man's Sky is my comfort game, my relax game, my game that I just play to chill out and zone and, you know. So this is the perfect game to watch me play if you want to interact with me on the chat. I don't really do too many intensive things when I play this game. The expeditions can get kind of complicated sometimes, but nothing I can't usually handle. But right now, since they are taking care of the Reduxes, which is an event they do every year, where at the very tail end of the year, the last couple of months of the year, they like to redo a bunch of the expeditions they did throughout the year so that anyone who didn't get a chance to play the expeditions the first time around has a second chance, albeit a much shorter second chance. As you can see, the Relics expedition has just started and it only has 2 weeks to be done. But the first time the Relics expedition started early on this year, we had about, I want to say 5 weeks to get it done. So yeah, if you're looking to get that expedition done, you've got a good 2 weeks. And if you need help in figuring out what to do with every one of the phases, I did an extensive playthrough of the Relics expeditions earlier on this year. And it's, from what I remember, not that difficult. I remember a lot of the reasons why it was easy is because the golems were kind of buggy when they were first created. So I guess to those who were playing the Relics expedition early, it was a bit easier because, you know, the golems that you have to fight every now and then were not as, I want to say smart, but they're not supposed to be smart. They made them a little bit too dumb, I guess I could say. So they were very easy to dispatch. And that's obviously not the case now from the few amounts of golems I have been fighting recently, because playing in my main save, I decided to do some artifact hunting. And I encountered a few golems, and they weren't hard because I'm so strong now, but to somebody who's new to the game, they might be a challenge. So I'd have to say that would be the only obstacle you could run into. But it's probably not a big obstacle. I mean, from what I remember, the Relics expedition isn't hard mode or anything like that, so it should be fine. But that's not what I'm going to be doing today. Today I'm going to just be relaxing and playing my main save. You might see a bunch of new stuff, but that's because I've started doing the weekend Nexus missions, which are only available on the weekend. And they don't take that long to get done, so I don't usually stream them. But while I am playing on the weekend, I do tend to relax and do some other things because I'm just getting done with work, so I want to kind of relax and wind down. The job that I do on the weekends is a lot different than the one I do on the weekdays. It's a more physically demanding job, so I definitely need to relax after that. When I get home, one of the first things I do is I grab some pain medication. and and when I say that to anyone out there who's watching in the archives, every time I say pain medication, I'm not being cheeky and saying that to mean something else. I literally mean pain medication, ibuprofen. Not I don't secretly spark up or anything like that. So to anyone wondering, oh, he talks about having to take pain medication every now and then. No, it's not what you think. It's not like doing something to help myself relax. No, I'm literally taking ibuprofen when I get home on the weekends. Not much, just 2 pills each day out of the 3 days on the weekend. That's not much. It's just, because when I come, I'm pretty sure those of you out there watching in the archives have had this experience. You've had a long day at work, you come home, you sit down and you rest, and then everything starts to hurt. I don't know what it is. I guess it's adrenaline. But when you're in the moment, when you're working and you're just in the zone, getting your thing done, I guess adrenaline kicks in and it kind of numbs the pain of having to do stuff at work. And then when you come home and your body relaxes, the adrenaline goes away and your body's just like, oh, what happened? I was on an adrenaline high and now I'm coming down from it and everything hurts. Why? So, I take some ibuprofen to kind of help my body deal with the pain. But yeah, I guess one of the things I'm going to be doing today is I've been kind of shirking my Quicksilver events this week, which hasn't been the case recently because I've been keeping up with it. I've been doing a Quicksilver event every day because you can save about 3 days worth of Quicksilver events, but after that, they won't allow you to save anymore. So you're kind of missing out on Quicksilver if you're not doing the Quicksilver events every day. But I've been doing them, so yeah, that's good. It's been helping me get a lot of the things at the anomaly that I've been wanting to get. But this week, because of A, the holidays, and B, because of having to recover from the holidays, I've kind of been shirking my, the missions here in the game. I haven't really been playing No Man's Sky as much as I was last month. But I've been taking them from my Corvette. I don't know, it's just more convenient than having to go right up to the... Oh, yes! I love that too, because for some weird reason, the Quicksilver events that you get here in your mission tracker, whatever it's called, are usually fishing related. I don't know, there are a lot of fishing related Quicksilver events, and I like that, don't get me wrong, but it's weird that you mostly see them here at the mission tracker inside your Corvette. I don't think I've ever really encountered one when I've gone straight to the Nexus. As you can see, it's saying I'm a rank B now. I think the ranking system in this game, last time I played No Man's Sky, I talked about this. It was C, but now it's at B. And I don't know why that changed. I think it has to deal with each individual mission. Like, it gives you a ranking depending on how many times you've done it. Because I've done this fishing one a couple of times. They go by several different names, but they're all just like fish. That's it. Nothing. Mission radar, that's what it's called. I kept calling it mission tracker. But yeah, in anticipation for Quicksilver events that are related to fishing, I have 3 bait areas over here set up. Automated traps. Sorry if I'm getting the names of a lot of these things wrong. It's just, I don't know. I'm really bad with names. I think it might be part of... Oh, they don't count. Ah. I did this recently. I put these traps here recently. So I was thinking they might count. No, they don't. They thought ahead when it came to that. Yeah, I guess it only counts when you get them through fishing with a fishing rod. Still, it's fun to have these sitting here, you know? You never know what you're gonna get when you go to them. There we go. I still have 120 mealworm bait from when I was doing this the last time. But yeah, I guess fishing is probably the best first thing that I can do, because I kind of need to wake up a bit. I was able to afford some more energy drinks. Some drink mix packets, and I just put one together. Whoops. Sorry. Bumped the microphone, I think. I bumped the stand, but it probably reverberates. So if you heard a thump, sorry, that was me. But yeah, I've been doing the Quicksilver events, and I've been able to collect a lot of the Quicksilver items that I have. That's like the one thing that I've been neglecting a lot in this game. So there are so many Quicksilver items now that I just... It feels like I could gather up Quicksilver forever, every day, and I still wouldn't be able to get everything. Because they're still coming. There's still brand new Quicksilver items being put into the Quicksilver trade area, whatever that desk is called. My brain's not 100% right now, everybody. You gotta bear with me. I took a nap an hour ago after I got done with work, and I was like, I could start the stream an hour later than usual. They won't mind. I won't mind. Why not? So I took a bit of a nap, and when I woke up, I set everything up and put my drink mix together. So I'm like, damn, I just want to sit back, relax, and play some No Man's Sky. So if I'm not remembering the names of these things, A, it's because I'm not good with names, and B, my mind's all in a fog right now. My brain's foggy right now. But yeah, my settlements, my autophage settlement has been coming along very nicely. I recently put a starport in. That was one of the more recent buildings I was able to build there, and that's great because I recently looked at my settlement for resolution as to what it is I can have them work on to produce for me. And once you get a starport to an S rank, they're able to make frigate tons for you. That's the fuel that your frigates need to go on expeditions. And that's one of the more annoying things to always make, because the way I do it is I collect a bunch of tritium and then I divide the tritium up to make dehydrogen, because to make the ton fuel you need tritium and dehydrogen. And you know, no big deal. It's not that hard to get, but it still takes a while to get it, regardless of how you do it. If you go down to a planet and get a bunch of dehydrogen that way, that takes a long time. So the easiest way I found to do it was to just blast a bunch of asteroids and then divvy up your tritium that you get from the asteroids into dehydrogen and tritium. And that I would use to make tons. I've demonstrated it on the stream before. And, you know, if they can make it for me, my settlers at my resolution settlement, if they can make it for me, that's awesome. That makes me happy, because that's one less thing I need to worry about. And from what I can tell is they make 50 tons a day. So if I don't collect it within a week, I'll have enough to go on send my frigates on a couple of missions each week. And that's cool, because in that way I can get a bunch of upgrades. I even noticed that frigates will sometimes bring back Corvette parts too, so that's neat. But mostly what I want them to bring back, one of the rarer things they bring back is freighter bulkheads. Not freighter bulkheads, freighter upgrades. Upgrade pieces, what they're called. I only need one more and then I'll have everything from the freighter. All of the freighter upgrades from the freighter upgrade menu, and I will no longer need them. It's just a matter of, you know, being patient. I could just continually go into abandoned freighters to try and find one, but I've demonstrated abandoned freighters on this channel multiple times, and you guys know it's a slog. But you could do it. But I would rather just be patient and let my minions find it for me. Speaking of minions, my little guy Java over there trying to get back to his home base. I hope he can get back to it. Back to it without any problems. I think that's the one reason why I don't like the fact that he wakes up and then immediately goes back to his base. Because he's been having a hard time with doing that recently. I don't know if it's the way that the base is sitting. Or maybe he's just, his tracking systems, his cameras aren't working right. I don't know, it's been worrying me. But it's been happening a lot lately. I haven't been demonstrating it on the channel, because he hasn't been leaving his home base that often. But, you know, I see him every day while I'm home and doing stuff at work. And every once in a while I have to stop what I'm doing just to pick him up and put him back on his base. And that's been happening a lot more recently than it was a couple months ago. So it kind of has me worried. Speaking of which, I better go do that, because I don't think he's going to be able to... make it back to his home. I'm gonna adjust his home base too, because I feel like maybe it's too close to the edge of the table. Maybe that could be why. Okay. Alright, I moved his home base forward a bit. It did seem like it was kind of stuffed back there a bit. So it could have been throwing off his camera's tracker. You know, having it back even further meant that it was in the shade more, so maybe he wasn't seeing it properly. I don't know. We'll see. He doesn't leave his home base often, but he does it at least once a day, and typically when I'm working, so... I don't know, it feels like sometimes he's trying to get me to stop working. He's like, oh no, I can't get back to my home base, Daddy, help me. And I'm like, Java, I'm trying to work here. But no, I just feel so sad if I don't put him on his home base and and his battery ends up running out. Because I know that his battery is very important. And every time that a battery runs out, the lithium inside of a battery, if it's not kept charged, it degradates over time when it doesn't have a life charm, when it doesn't have life to it, when it doesn't have a charge to it. A life charm. I don't know where that came from. Like I said, I'm still kind of woozy. He's still trying to get up for my nap. This is why I don't take naps while I'm working. Like, that's someone I work with, it was either last month or the month before it, was telling me that we get like about an hour, we get 2-hour long breaks because we typically take about 12 to 15 hours to get done what we usually need to get done. And, a friend of mine, he told me that he will occasionally take like a half-hour nap, and I told him I can't do that because it messes with my brain. When I wake up from a nap, it's like, I don't know, my brain's caught in between the world of sleep and the world of reality. So my brain's still trying to function like, wait, I thought we were going to sleep. What's going on here? When I'm saying to myself, no, we're still awake. We just took a break. And my brain's like, no, that's not fair. I thought we were going to bed. So that's why I don't typically take naps, because it takes me a while to recover. Well, it takes me a while to pop back into reality. So yeah, I've told him before, I definitely don't take naps at work, because it would just throw me off completely. I mean, lately, the past couple of months, ever since I got back from my vacation, at my other job that I do on the weekends, I've been taking breaks here and there too. Even though I don't really work that long, you know, it's my knee. It's just sometimes I need to take a bit of a break every once in a while. to help my knee recover. And I don't feel right doing it, but I'm still able to get a lot done while I'm there. So I feel like it's okay. If I wasn't getting anything done because of the breaks that I was taking, then I probably wouldn't do it. But I'm getting old, so it's getting to that point where I probably should be thinking about my body more than the damage that I'm doing to it, you know? Because for the past 8 years that I've been doing this job, I haven't really been taking breaks. I haven't been taking breaks at all. I know I shouldn't say that because it's required that we have to take a break, but I'm like, no, it throws me off. I can't. But I don't know. I feel bad about saying that now, but no. It's not what you think. It's not like it's not like they're yelling at me like, no, you're not allowed to take breaks. No, I'm supposed to. It's just for the past couple years I haven't really been doing that, and it's because I don't work as many hours at that job. So I was kind of able to keep it going for the entire length of my shift. But lately, I guess because of age, it's starting to catch up with me, you know? So while I feel bad about taking breaks, I gotta start to realize that it's important to take care of myself, you know? Have to think about my own health. And I guess that's kind of a step in the right direction for me. To overcome that bit of self-loathing that I have for myself, like, oh, look at you, you piece of shit, why are you taking a break, get back to work. I'm like, no, we gotta do it, it's important. I feel like a lot of people don't have these types of feelings, and it makes me think that there's something wrong with me. But I don't know, my grandfather was like this. My grandfather was like this up until the day he passed away. Like, he even had a job working at an ice cream place when, oh my god, that monster up there on the mountainside got stuck. That looked weird. But yeah, my grandfather even did this up until the very end of his lifespan. He was working. He had a job at an ice cream place, and God love him, he ended up getting really, really sick. I say sick, but he got what was it? His kidneys failed him, and he ended up getting jaundice, yellow jaundice, or whatever it was. I can't remember, but it made him very susceptible to diseases, and it's not the best way to go, but part of me worries that I could end up like that someday if I don't start thinking about my health. Because kidney disease is an inheritable thing, and I might have it. I don't know. I won't really know until I get older. But I feel like I'm starting to have problems like that now. And I know it's important to go to the doctor and get a regular checkup, but I just can't afford it. Nobody here in America can afford it. I'm sure there are people out there that can, obviously, but those are people that just, they probably would never understand, you know, the type of lives that we live. And I'm not saying I'm the poorest person in the world, obviously. I guess I would say that I'm lower middle class, but that's way better than where I used to be. I used to be like 2 minutes away from being out on the street. And, you know, I'm happy with my life the way it is. I'm mostly saying that because I worry about a lot of other people who can't afford health insurance and can't afford to make regular doctor visits. But yeah, I'm lumped in with those people, so when I do say that, there is a bit of concern for myself, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to, you know, I want to make a doctor's visit, but I also don't want to go there and then have them give me this long list of problems. And then that's just another thing that I'm going to have to worry about not being able to afford, you know? Because it was enough that when I had to have a tooth removed, they were telling me all this stuff. You know, personal stuff I don't want to talk about on the stream. But, you know, health-wise, and, you know, I've been trying to keep up with myself. I've been trying to keep healthy. It just gets a lot more difficult as you get older because things start to go downhill a lot faster, and, you know, trying to keep up with that is just another bump in the road, just another problem that you have to deal with every day. And I realize a lot of times when they tell you things like that, it's because they want you to start making regular visits that you have to pay for and do all this stuff, because it's kind of like going to a car dealer and they try to sell you all these bells and whistles and you just can't afford it, but they're treating it like you can. And to their credit, I know it's because they're under a lot of pressure from their management. I've been in that kind of situation too. I worked at Target. I know what it's like when you have to push things onto the customers. But yeah, I can't afford it, you know. And it's not like I'm waking up every day coughing up blood, you know? I'm not doing that at all, just so you guys know. I'm not coughing up blood at any point. I'm just pointing something out here. I'm not on the verge of death, you know? I'm not in really bad shape as far as my health is concerned. But it would be nice to be able to have that kind of a choice, you know? To have options available. There's so many options for other things in this world. There are like a million options when you go to the grocery store to buy something in terms of food. But we don't have that many options in terms of what we can do for our health. That in 2025, that kind of seems sad. Where when in the 1990s, there were all these options for my parents when it came to determining their health as well as my health. But in contrast today, we don't really see much of that. And it's just going to get worse because next year the Trump administration is going to be taking away health care for millions of people, and that's just going to limit the options even further. And for many people who are in poverty, that's just going to take away their options entirely. And it's sad. Oh, we're all done. I don't have to fish anymore. I'll catch one more. Get my bait to 75. There we go. Oops, just right on the edge. I also found out that you can scrap weapons. I mean, I put a lot of my weapons in storage. That's why they're not in my inventory anymore. But I had one weapon that was useless, and I was saying to myself, oh, I wish there was a way to get rid of it. And then I found the person that I could go to scrap my weapon stuff, and I was like, oh, yes. It's Tethys on the Space Anomaly, if anyone was wondering. I do have to say that one of the more annoying things about getting missions from the mission radar, I was supposed to get an ion battery, right? I think I got one. Let's see. It didn't say that I got one, but I think I got an ion battery. But some of the prizes, like for instance, one of the prizes I was supposed to get once was a... what are they called? I think I have some in here. Yeah, there. Yeah. I was supposed to get some salvage data from one of the missions in the radar, but I didn't get salvage data. Instead, I got, I think it was a life support gel. And I was like, what? What? I was like, where's my salvage data? and I didn't get it. So I was like, well, that fucking sucks. But yeah, I did this also, right here. That's, they're kind of connected to the storage centers. I made these look as though they are my engines to this Corvette, and these are supposed to be the controls for the engines, but I can go through them obviously, and then there's a staircase I can go to that leads up to, this is where all of my storage on my Corvette is. It's all in there and on the second floor. I don't know, I thought it was clever. Because on the outside, you have the two windows here that when you're looking at the ship from the outside, you can, when you're flying around, and you can kind of see inside there. It's a lot more noticeable at night, those engines, their blue electrical fields, they light up like a Christmas tree, and it lights up throughout the area, the room, and with the windows and everything, it kind of like gives them a blue glow, so it kind of makes it look like the engines to the ship have electricity flowing through them. It's really neat. It's a really neat effect. Oh, actually, I think I can change the time of day, can't I? If I change the sun, yeah, there we go. It's not as noticeable now. That's weird. Yeah, it was more noticeable before. I don't know. It could just be because I'm not in space. But yeah, I thought it looked cool that you'd be able to see inside of the side of the ship engines. But yeah, to anyone wondering why I'm growing gamma weed, I hate having to track down gamma weed. I did it once on the stream, and I showed how annoying it was. But I've decided to just grow them, because you need about 400 gamma weed to make lubricant. See, gamma root, I mean. And you need lubricant to make the bionic Laura. And the bionic lure allows you to catch the rarest fish. So if I use this at my S rank fishing spot, I'm able to catch nothing but S rank fish. And returning them to the ocean nets you a lot of nanites. And as you can see, I've been trying to save up my nanites because I'm trying to get that last upgrade for my weapon so I can get it to an S class. But it's taking a while. Oh, right. I want to see what the next mission is. I think I have 3 saved up. No, I didn't. That's weird. I legitimately thought I had 3 saved off. Well, maybe... Let's go to the Nexus. Maybe that's how they're saved up. Which would make sense. I've done 3 missions on the mission radar before. But who knows? I love taking off from the planet at night because there's no clouds or anything getting in your way, so there's no real transition. So it feels so smooth going from planet to space at night. And it just gives you an even more feeling of awe. There's that feeling that every new player to No Man's Sky has. Where they first take off from the planet, they're like, dude, that's so cool. But they should do it at night for the very first time. Oh man, no. That's so weird. I legitimately thought it had been at least 3 days. Did I waste them all? Does it get to a point where if you don't do the 3 missions, they just go away entirely? Is that how it works? Because if that's how it works, that sucks. I was hoping that it would just have them in reserve and then the next day it just doesn't save it. But if the next day comes and they get rid of them entirely, that sucks. I know they have to keep gamers playing every single day. Every game wants to do that. But I don't know. I kind of want them to save my Quicksilver missions in reserve always, so that I don't have to. If I do miss like a week's worth of missions, I can at least feel happy about the fact that I'll still have 3 in reserve. Aww. It makes me a bit sad. I want to see what the new thing is. Just some plants. I mean, don't get me wrong. Plants are awesome. But I'm hoping that at some point they give us those more realistic looking trees that I have on my planet. Because they have trees, but they're not. They don't look like the ones on my planet. They don't look very realistic. They kind of just look. I mean, they look realistic, but they don't look like. They don't look nice. That's what I'm trying to say. They don't look like the nice ones I have on my planet. So, bush. These look like pine trees. These would be nice if I was on a cold planet. You know? Or I want to decorate things for Christmas. Have a Christmas tree. Here we are. These are the ones I'm talking about. See, their leaves are too big. And this one. I would like one that's this shape, like the evergreen tree, but the leaves not so big, you know? Those would probably be the closest trees that I would ever use. But meh. What I'm mostly working on getting now is the rest of this armor. This one right here is the only thing I have left. And then I'm going to get these two. Mostly the decoration, the appearances and stuff. I want to grab those. That way I'll have them. And then after that, I'm going to go after the... Oh yeah, I forgot this is... Maybe go after the appearances for my animals as well. I got this one because this looks freaking cool when it's on a certain type of pet. But yeah, these two are pretty neat as well. This does absolutely nothing, to be honest. I don't know why anybody would want this over these two. Because these two actually shoot lasers at bad guys. If you have your pet out when you're in combat and it's equipped with a weapon, as its accessory, if it's equipped with a weapon as its accessory, it will shoot at the bad guy alongside of you. Regardless, the pet will help you fight. It's really neat to see. They'll do a little animation where they attack. Kind of the same animation they would do if they were attacking you. But if they have a laser equipped, they'll also be shooting lasers. They'll also be shooting lasers, and it's awesome. But the only way that you could get lasers is there at the Quicksilver place, because they don't have them available by default. Come on. There we go. Alright, let's head to the settlements. Oh yeah, you know what? I should probably demonstrate stuff here at the base. Show off what I've been doing. My one settlement I have working on making metans for for my frigate fuel. But my autophage settlement, I have them working on making me Atlantidium, because I'm kind of in the middle of working on this area over here, which is all autophage theme, since I've decided to be an autophage class. Where's my light? There we go. But yeah, this whole area here, I need nothing but Atlantidium to keep going. And this area out here I've made with, what's it called? Alloy material. Only because I feel as though an autophage would view alloy as a lesser metal, and therefore they would think that it was more like wood. Because it's made with ferrite dust, so it's very easy to replicate. So this is the only place where I'm using alloy, because this is like supposed to be the autophage equivalent of a deck. So the rest of this stuff, the main structures, I'm going to focus on making them out of nothing but salvaged material, which is all made with Atlantidium. And because Atlantidium can only be found on dissonant planets, I don't have a lot of it. So I have my one settlement working on discovering Atlantidium for me. That's a fun word to say, Atlantidium. A lot of people will pronounce it like Atlantidium, or I don't know, some people will just gutter it and just say Atlantium, even though it's not spelled like that. And part of me sometimes just wants to say Atlantium, but then I just end up thinking of Atlantis. There we go. But yeah. This is what I have so far for this base. This whole area over here is supposed to be like a mining operation. And I'm far from done building over here. Because I want to make a small tower on top of there. As well as a staircase around here leading up to it. But on this area, this semi-flat land around here, I want to build a couple of autophage homes and stuff. And I have a bit of an autophage settlement portion to my base up here, kind of overlooking everything. So you can't really see too much of the autophage influence on my base at the moment, just a little bit of it. But that's going to change in the future. And a lot of this stuff over here is just mostly supposed to be part of this museum that I've made. It's not all loaded in because I'm not close to it. Once your base hits a certain limit of materials that you've placed in it, it will go into a dynamic mode where it will only display certain amounts of pieces. But yeah, I plan on decorating the inside of here as well with quite a bit. And that area up there is going to be like a storage area. Obviously, I'm not going to have anything actually stored there, but I felt like I should have that area up there look more like it will have things stored inside of it. That way it doesn't seem like it's going to waste. It originally wasn't going to be there. Originally, when I was building this part of the base, this dome, or this kind of cylindrical, whatever you want to call it, this area up here, was just going to be as is. Wasn't going to be enterable like this. But I couldn't, for some reason, I could not place another wall on the other side of here to close it off. And I said, well, it does seem like kind of a shame to have this space up here only be, you know, for a high ceiling. So yeah, I changed it. It also helped me enclose this area better. But yeah, I still have a lot of things to work on around here. I have to make the scaffolding of this area down here. You know, make it to where everything doesn't kind of seem like it's floating. I want to put some things underneath of here to make it seem like it's being held up at least. Especially right here. You know, put in some railings around the sides. But when I got to that part where I was starting to work my way down, detail this area out a bit more without decorating it, I ended up running out of Atlantidium, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to go to a distance planet. So I was like, I'll do that some other day. And as I was working on my settlements, I saw that the autophage settlement is unique in that it will allow you to craft Atlantidium for free. The people there will craft it for you. So I was like, yeah, you guys could do that. That'll be awesome. It'll help me out a lot. So yeah, now you guys know why my 2 settlements have become very important to the progression of this save data. Yeah, I think Heart's coming along very well. I think the last time you guys saw it, it was a B class settlement. So earlier on today, like I said, today I got paid. So earlier on today, I did some grocery shopping for Christmas with the extra money I had from holiday pay from Thanksgiving. And I was able to get my dad a couple of gifts that we're going to be sending out next week. Not this week. No, I think it's the week after we're going to be sending them out. I think my sister has to still get him something. So, you know. And for as old as he is, I'm surprised that he can still eat candy. I mean, I realize it's a trope that old people like candy. But they usually like the kind of candy that you can suck on, you know? Nothing too chewy or anything like that. But he likes chocolate-covered pretzels, and I'm like, wow, you're right. Go Dad's still able to eat crunchy things. I'm not saying that, you know, everybody gets old and they can no longer chew, but he's getting up there in age, so I'm just happy he's able to do a lot of the things he still loves to do. Wait, you know what? Before I approve that, let's collect the stuff that they've made for us so that I don't end up losing it. Thank you guys so much. That's a lot of Atlantidium. See how it's pronounced? Atlantidium. I can understand how some people would think it's Atlantidium. Like, I guess it's where you put the emphasis on the D. But I don't understand how some people will call it Atlantium. Because you're completely missing the IDE at that point. And the creators wanted to differentiate it from Atlantium. You know? Because that's a very generic type of material. And it would mostly be something concerned with the things we have here on Earth, like the Atlantic Ocean, or or Atlanta. Man, every time I say Atlanta, it makes me think of the Futurama episode where the one robot's just like, burn Atlanta! I forget. He's supposed to be a reference to a historical figure. I can't remember the name. Alright, let's go ahead and approve. Endorse the event. Yay. Make everybody happy. Put us into debt. It's fine. We can recover from it. We're at a good standing now where we're able to keep up with it. It's only going to take us 2 hours. The debt will be cleared by the time I end the stream. Alright, now let's see how my starport's coming along. I think it's at B. I think we're moving up to A next. No. Yeah, we're going to be a B. B class. And now we're going to move it up to A class. I mean, the only reason why I'm doing this is to, you know, increase productivity. But the other reason why you'd want to do this for your settlement is when you get it to an S class, you're able to have your settlement make tons for you. And tons are awesome. They're helpful. They're your frigate fuel. And if you have enough frigate fuel, you're able to send your frigates out on missions and have them get rare materials for you without you doing any work, you know? Whoops, wrong menu. Look, see? From just the 2 days that I've picked it up, I've gotten this many tons. It's about 400. I think. Yeah, it's 50 each, so 50 times 8. Yeah, 400. Ugh. Sometimes my head calculates things way too fast, and I have to slow it down, like, wait a minute, I don't want to say that and be wrong. So I was like, 400, and then I went, wait, that might be wrong. I better double check it so I don't look stupid on the stream. Oh, I guess I have to take it out of my freighter first, don't I? Let me, it's that silver, it's this, right? No, it looks like that, though. Oh, no, it doesn't look like that at all. These are two completely different pictures. Here we go. I have also, if you're wondering why everything looks different in my freighter, it's because I've been ordering it differently now. Are these different? Carbon crystal? Magna gold. Huh. I hate it when they have two things that look exactly alike, but they're two completely different objects. I realize it's because they're kind of limited on... I want to say drawings, but I know that's not the right word. Images. They're kind of limited on images they could use. That's something that they slowly increase as time goes on. But when you think about it, there are a lot of things in No Man's Sky. There are a lot of items. And if each one had an individual image to go along with it, I can imagine that would get very difficult to do. If I had to draw an image for every single individual thing in a video game, I probably would go nuts too, so they're trying to keep up with it. They sometimes when you get certain updates in No Man's Sky, it's because they've added images to certain things. And I think they refer to that as quality of life upgrades when they do upgrades like that. But sometimes they just keep certain images to what they are. Simply because they're like, meh, these two things aren't together that often, they won't tell the difference. Got a hangnail. Yeah, I was busy this past weekend. this past weekend, because of Thanksgiving, oh, it was nuts. It was so crazy. And then the couple of days after it, with my weekday job, they were crazy as well. I wasn't biting my fingernails at all, but then yesterday when I was on break and watching a movie, I like throughout the entire thing I was biting my fingernails. It's like my brain subconsciously was doing it because it was like, oh, your nails are getting pretty long. Time to trim them, and there it goes. I know it's a really nasty habit, and I should probably do a better job of cognitively telling myself not to do it, but I don't know. I just find myself uncontrollably doing it sometimes. Alright, so we got our new person here, huh? A visitor engineering entity, Kremovis, has arrived. They have worked many years as a geneticist and have the documentation to prove it. Geneticist. That's weird for a robot. Allow them to stay. Removes atmosphere of suspicion. That's good. Adds veteran geneticist. Increases my population, but it puts me at a disadvantage in maintenance because I guess he's a high maintenance person. But if he can remove the atmosphere of suspicion, that'd be great. I don't know how he's going to do it. Him being a geneticist kind of makes me feel like that comes into play. Like, what is he gonna do? Inject people with something to make them forget about their suspicions? He's going to give them drugs and they're gonna forget to be suspicious. Everyone's just gonna be chill after that. Yeah, sure, you can stay. You can stay, buddy. I really don't want to see what that unknown outcome would be, if I'm being honest. I feel like that would probably make things even worse for the air of suspicion. Awesome. Well, I'm glad I could demonstrate that on stream. Way earlier on in the stream, I stated, not way earlier on, but in a previous stream that I did, I stated that there is a way to get rid of certain negative effects. You just have to wait for a random event to pop up. And that's the kind of event that gets rid of negative effects. That one in particular, I'm glad I was able to demonstrate. So if you're patient and you wait long enough, eventually something will come along that'll allow you to get rid of the negative effects on your settlement. But it just really requires patience. And I hate to say it, but that's something that, it all comes down to RNG. But yeah, I'm glad I was able to demonstrate that on the stream. When I was doing the stream one time, the air of suspicion happened because I made a certain decision on the stream that made everybody a bit upset at the settlement. And then I saw that happen, that negative effect, and I said to myself, oh, that ain't good. But then I stopped and I was like, well, there's a way to get rid of it. I wish I could show you guys, but it's gonna take some time. That's what I meant. This is the day that it happened, when I was able to get rid of that air of suspicion for this settlement. It all comes around full circle. You just gotta be patient sometimes. Alright, let's head back, get rid of all these fish. Is there a building that I can upgrade? I'm kind of running out of buildings to upgrade on this settlement. And that's because, believe it or... Oh, I should have waited. Oh, I forgot to collect my tons. Now there aren't going to be any available. Ah, fork. Forgot to grab my tons. Oh, wait, they're still here. I guess the amount of debt wasn't enough to... I guess the amount of tons that I had was greater than the debt that was going to be collected. Oh, no, that's right. It lowered productivity. It didn't increase maintenance cost. It didn't create debt. It just created it just lowered productivity. I forgot. Right. It increased maintenance costs per day. That's what it did. It did not give me debt, so I didn't lose my tons. All right. But yeah, I come back to it every now and then, and I get about 200 tons per day, or so on and so forth, and that's great because that's enough for me to send some frigates out on a mission, which I haven't done, but I'm just kind of hoarding my tons for when I'm ready to start sending them out. But yeah, I'm at that point with this settlement where I'm kind of running out of options in terms of what I can upgrade. So at some point I'm going to have to explore those purple star systems to collect the materials I need to upgrade the rest of the buildings here at this settlement. Which is annoying, because I'm not a big fan of the gas giants or the ocean planets, but those are the ones that I have to go to get the things I need to upgrade the buildings here at this base. So we'll do that one day. Hell, I may even do it off stream one day, because if I'm being honest, that sounds kind of boring. I don't want to put you guys through that. I realize that a lot of the things that I do on my main save, the streams for my main save, are boring, but when I have things to do, at least it allows me to kind of de-stress and kind of air out a lot of my grievances throughout the week. So the No Man's Sky podcasts are very chill streams, very vlog heavy, 100% podcast material. With me yawning so much, I'm betting they'd even be good to help people fall asleep. Let's throw away a bunch of fish. And then, whoops. Oh, I see. But yeah, where's the Atlanta? Oh, I put it, okay. I did put it in here. It's right there. Shouldn't it be up? Ah, I didn't have everything ordered here. Right. I was like, should it be up next to the Pugnium? I was thinking that. And I was right. Alright, cool. No, as you can see, I still have one more space here. I'll get that unlocked one day. But not today. Alright, let's go trade in all these fish. And let me think, what can I do after that? Maybe go Corvette, hunting for Corvette parts. Grab the fish from inside these containers, if any have... Yep. That way I can... go Corvette hunting for a couple hours. And come back, grab more fish. Release them, and then end the stream. A lot of people have been saying exactly what I've been saying. Ugh. Yeah, that's what everyone's been saying. We've all been grunting. We've all been going, ugh. We're all at the caveman mindset these days. But yeah, a lot of people have been saying what I've been saying about having a better way to release fish. So hopefully when they do an update at some point, they kind of give us a better option for releasing multiple fish at once. Because doing it this way is... And I feel like this is the only thing that... that's holding fishing back. A lot of people don't like continually doing this over and over again. But it is such a great way to make nanites. Not only that, but now it's tied to doing Quicksilver events. So yeah, there are so many benefits to fishing in No Man's Sky. I do it at least once every single day whenever I play. And yeah, I know, I've seen the stat boosts that the fish and the food that you can make with the fish provide. But with how powerful my character is on this save data, I'm just not, you know, I'm like, stat boosts? What are those? I don't need them. I've stood on the most dangerous planets in No Man's Sky. And I've just stood there like, oh shit, my my hazard protection's going down. Not really panicked at all. You know? So when you're that strong, when your shields are that powerful, you don't really worry about needing buffs. I can see how beneficial they are. I'm going to demonstrate that today also, by the way. There's a type of food that I've been making recently that allows me to survive on toxic planets a lot longer. And the planet that I like to go to search for scrap metal, Corvette parts, is a toxic planet. So, I've made a bunch of those. I have them in reserve. I'm gonna put them in my nutrient ingester once I get to that planet. You guys know the planet I'm talking about. I've ventured on it several times. I think that planet, the thing I like the most about it is the way the cave systems work. They're all really great. They're very well generated. There is one individual who left a comment on my video about the giant squid, the giant jellyfish that I fought. I can't remember the name of it. The one that was creating the boiling seas or whatever. They stated that they have tried multiple times to get that jellyfish to show up. That giant jellyfish to show up. But I gotta tell you, you have to get the S-class jellyfish. I forget what it's called. I don't know. But the best way to do it is with an S-class fishing spot on your settlement. I get that thing all the time whenever I fish there. So yeah, you wanna fight that giant jellyfish? That's how you do it. Best way to do it. Yeah, look at how cool it is to take off from a planet at night. There was no transition period, no going through clouds or anything that would make you think you're leaving the atmosphere. It looks way cooler when you take off from it at night. Okay, inventory is nice and clean. Let's mark the planet. I think it's... No. Yeah. Hexahelix. No, that's ancient bones. That's not scrap. I think I'm thinking of my other solar system. I think I'm in the wrong solar system. Whoops. Okay, well. Let's go. You know what? Maybe instead of Corvette part hunting, maybe I should do missions instead. Now that I've started playing Cat Quest on Tuesdays, maybe that's something I'll have you guys vote on what I do. What are the missions here? Sucks that I can no longer just take photos for missions anymore. I have to be at a certain level now with the Merchants Guild. But as you can see, I have been going up in my levels by doing missions. Not only that, but donating. I think I've donated a lot here. I wish you could donate more pirate, whatever they're called. You can also donate tons. Another reason to collect tons. But you can only donate 3 times to each guild. And I was thinking, oh, well, I guess that means at each space station, right? No. You can only do it 3 times per guild. So I have all of these pirate transponders for no reason. So, like, damn, man, what am I gonna do? So I guess I'm gonna have to sell them all. You know, unless I can figure out something else to do with them. Who knows, there might be an update in the future. I've got to change my my earpiece, so I'm going to BRB because I also have to use the bathroom. You guys enjoy the music and all that, and I'll be back in about 15, 20 minutes, maybe less than that.
All creator. Hello everyone. I hope you're enjoying the music. If you're watching in the archives now would be a great time to leave a like. Hungry Paimon.
Alright, I'm back. Placed my earpiece so I can hear the game again. I went to the bathroom, and while I was in the bathroom, my family ambushed me. They wanted me to put the boxes for the Christmas decorations away. So I was like, alright, let me do this. I mean, it wasn't that bad because, you know, they were all empty, but, you know, I had to move a bunch of stuff out of the way in my nephew's room just to get to the storage area that we have in there. Alright, so I'm going to do Corvette hunting. I know I should probably be more consistent when it comes to doing the missions and stuff like that, but I have a lot of Corvette pieces that I want to get. I'm just checking to see what we got in today. I know I should be more consistent, but I don't have that many Corvette pieces, and I'm trying to build... Oh, that's something I could show you guys. Hold up, let me go to the space station in... Oh, and I found a space station that sells dirt, so I'll be able to get dirt more for my settlement anytime I need it. I think it's the Let It Begin Again system. It's either that or the yacht system. I'm thinking it's the yacht system. But yeah, I'm trying to get more pieces to my Corvette for my Corvette because I'm trying to make a boat, you know? Like the kinds that everyone else makes. I was trying to do the Corvette glitch build where you can attach actual base parts to a Corvette in order to build a boat with base pieces, which is probably the best way to do it because you can make it look like an authentic boat with all the wood pieces and stuff. But it's hard. Corvette glitch building is a lot harder than the people who do it give it credit. I did it. I was able to get it done. But the thing is, when you stick the piece on the Corvette, you can only build with that one piece, because when you go out to use another piece, you know, switch to another piece, it just reverts back to regular base building. And then when you take off in your Corvette, only the one piece is is stuck to the Corvette. The other pieces are, you know, just sitting there, just sit stationary on the ground. So yeah, base building, glitch building with Corvettes is very difficult. But I was able to do it. It's just, it requires a lot more patience than I thought I'd need. Having to do the glitch over and over again just to use certain pieces. It takes a lot of planning, a lot of self-coordination, and just a lot of time, and I just didn't have the patience for it. So I'm gonna show you something here real quick. It looks a mess. This is the Corvette I wanted to use to build the boat. I guess you could kind of get an idea of what I was going to be going for, you know? And this area down here was going to go to a larger larger internal area, while the area just above it would have been the deck, you know? And then up there would have been the captain's quarters alongside of the Uh, what's the word? The place where you sit and drive the Corvette. Shit. My brain sucks. The helm. Would have been the helm of the ship. You know? But the glitch building just wasn't working out. I kept trying over and over again, but it's not just also a matter of being patient in placing the parts. It's being patient in deleting them too. Because if you place something in the wrong area and you're like, fuck, I can't really build anymore until I get rid of that piece, you have to come all the way back to a space station, delete that single part, and then go all the way back down to a planet where your base is in order to build there again. Because you can't glitch build in a space station. You have to keep going back and forth from the planet every time that you place something incorrectly and need to delete it, because you can't delete it when it's very difficult to describe, but it requires so much more patience than you realize. So I have a great respect to those who are able to glitch build Corvettes, because it is maddening, I gotta tell you. But yeah, instead of doing the glitch build to build my boat, which is what I wanted to do originally, I've decided to take the alternate route, the route that literally everybody else does, and build a boat with Corvette pieces. It's more limited that way, because you can only have 100 Corvette pieces. But I've watched a few tutorials that show ways to do it that are, you know, a bit... how can I put this? They're a bit cheaper. You know, you don't require as many pieces to make it look like a boat. And then from there, you can use decorations to kind of give it the more illusionary feel that it's a boat. But, you know, you just have to keep in mind that you're only allowed 100 pieces. And that limit is kind of what makes a lot of people say, you know, and not want to craft certain things for a Corvette, you know? Be very specific when it comes to crafting with a Corvette. But yeah, as you can see, I'm a bit limited in my resources for my Corvette. And I still have no idea what the hell these are. Cargo boxes. It says an exterior attachment for a Corvette class starship. I don't know what that means. I thought maybe it meant, oh, you can attach it via the build menu instead of the Corvette menu. No. So I was like, well, maybe it's somewhere hidden away in the Corvette menu. No, it's not there either. I have no idea what these are supposed to be for. How you're supposed to attach them to your ship, or I don't know what you're supposed to do. Yeah, I'm reading it over and over again, and I'm like, no, it doesn't even really give you an idea on what you're supposed to do. Like, I'm thinking maybe I can attach it this way, but watch, I'm gonna go into the build menu, and it's not going to be available. Unless it's a decoration. I'm looking for it. This is going to take a little while. I'm sorry, I've got a lot of decorations. I don't know what it is with me, but I can typically scan images easier if I'm doing it from bottom to top instead of top to bottom. I don't know. I guess it's just the way my brain works. Nope, I'm not seeing it. It doesn't even... I'm pretty sure it's not going to be in here. Why would it be in here with the decals and posters? Nope. It's nowhere here in the build menu, so... I don't really know how these are supposed to be placed on your ship. Because they're not in the Corvette build menu either. About to demonstrate that. Yeah, it's not anywhere around here. I would think that it would be in here. You know, down here at this part with all these other kind of junk exterior items. But it's not. Yeah, it's not in here. Shit, man. I don't know. I don't know what it is you're supposed to do to build to put it on your Corvette. So yeah, if anyone out there in the No Man's Sky community knows exactly what it is I'm supposed to do with this cargo box, tell me, please, because I don't know. I have no clue. I haven't been able to figure it out. I thought maybe it might be something that works like a freighter bulkhead, where when you go up to Starship upgrade thing, it would maybe allow you to upgrade your ship's storage, your Corvette's storage. Nope, it doesn't do that either. See? It just says purchase storage, it doesn't say upgrade storage. Doesn't even have apply upgrades available. So yeah, if anyone can figure it out, please tell me. Because I've even searched Reddit and nobody's talking about it. So I'm like, am I the only one that's found these parts so far? I don't know. Let's swap to my other Corvette. The big guy. The Protector. Oh, that's not it. That's Adamantoise. There you go. I love how everything loads on. It looks like it's equipping stuff. Alright, let's see. I might be wrong. Yeah, I think it was the Yacht Club. I don't think it's begin again. Let it begin again. Yeah, it's definitely Yacht Club. Alright. Yacht Club port. Let's go. But yeah, that's why we're going to be doing Corvette part hunting today. I'm trying to build a boat, and I don't have enough pieces. Now, I'm not saying I'm building the boat today, but one day I will. I know I didn't need to explain that, but I felt it was important for scientific reasons. Just kidding. I just, wanted to make everyone aware of that. Make myself aware of it. I don't know, part of me feels like I also do these things, make these videos, these vlogs as a reminder to myself in the future. Like, Jason, don't forget to do this. When I get older and I'm looking back at all of these videos in my saved archives, that's the main reason why I've been cataloging all of my archives. And when I say that, I mean I've literally been saving every live stream that I do to an external hard drive for future me. Because future me is bound to be forgetful. Because present day me is slightly forgetful. I don't know. I worry that in the future I'm going to forget a lot about my past, and I don't want to. That's why during some streams I'll talk about my life, and I'll talk about things that I've done in the past, and reminisce about times gone by, because I know future Jason will be happy to hear about that. Isn't that right, future Jason? Adorable little old man Jason, sitting in a comfy chair, watching this on whatever future device that might exist. Ooh, I didn't realize it, but the moon is also filled with salvageable scrap. It's an airless moon with salvageable scrap on it. I think I might go there. This planet's fun and all, with the unique cave systems that it has, but this one is just easy mode for scrap hunting. So let's see how good I can, how good it can get. On a moon. How fun it can be to search for scrap on a moon. It's like two different options. You got your easy mode scrap and your hard mode scrap. The hard mode is the planet, the easy mode's the moon. Just because it's an airless moon, though, does not mean it isn't inhabited with something. Oh, I forgot I named it Radio Shack. I don't remember if I did that on stream or not. Because it's a radioactive planet that's filled with parts and scrap. So I decided to call it Radio Shack. I wonder what I'll name the moon, though. Boy, is it a small moon, too. Landing area not clear. The hell could be in the way? I don't know, maybe it wasn't flat enough, I don't know. Alright, let's... Ah! That's the one thing I don't like. For some reason, after a certain update, that door... I don't know, there's something invisible blocking the way to that... in that door, on that door. Yeah, this is a very small moon. You can tell because I'm not even in the air and I can see the curvature of it. But apparently it's not the smallest moon that I've been on. Or maybe I've been on this moon before and that's why it's not recording it as the smallest moon. Let's see what my records have to say. Where would I look for something like that? Is it in log? No. It would be catalog, right? Wonders, I think. Right. Planet records. Hottest, coldest, most toxic, highest radiation, highest peak, smallest. Oh, hexapickles? Huh. Hexapickles is the smallest planet I've ever been to. Is it a moon? I guess not. No, it's a moon. I think it's a moon for cheeseburger. Yeah. I think that's why I called it hexapickles. Alright, well, regardless, small moon means we probably won't have to travel very far to find scrap. Especially if there's scrap on this planet. I don't know. It says there is, but could be lying to me. The other fun thing is low gravity. Whee! So I could do this for a long time. Oh, and it has some pretty unique caves as well. And it has some interesting sculptures. So yeah, I could float around like this infinitely because I have auto recharge on my backpack. It recharges automatically as I'm falling. And it does it a lot faster on a moon because the moon has low gravity. And I think that also affects the hang time, which affects the charge. Oh, oh, oh! I did not realize it did that, but the HUD overhead marks where salvage is. That's awesome. If it's close enough, that's cool. I didn't realize it did that. This is the first time I'm realizing that. Ah, yeah. Okay, this moon is about to be my favorite moon. I may even build a base on this moon, if I'm being honest. Woo! They're not that close together, but that doesn't mean that... I keep doing that wrong. Hold on. There we go. Whee! I don't know, I see that and I think it's something that I can mine. But then I realize it's just a type of unique rock that they've put in place. It's really big though. And it's multi-layered too, which is something that you don't typically see with the rock formations that they have randomly generate on a planet or a moon. But you could tell it's something that they have randomly generate because it just, you know, kind of walked through it. Yeah, you could even build something on top of this if you wanted. I mean, it's neat that they have stuff like this on certain planets, but at the same time, it's kind of like you feel like you want to be able to destroy it, but you can't. While with other things like the planets that have the large pillars, or the planets that have the donut-shaped things, or the planets that have the square CRT-looking computer-shaped rocks, that I don't think I've shown on the stream, but there are planets that have gigantic CRT-shaped rocks, stone rocks, that are about as big as that thing, except, you know, more square-shaped. But yeah, those all you can destroy. You can use the terrain manipulator to blast apart. But, certain moons and planets that have other things that look more like plant life. There are ones that have ring-shaped trees. They have giant spherical, disgusting, veiny-looking tendrils. There are ones that have gigantic mushrooms. I've demonstrated those several times on the stream. But yeah, all of the planets that have those types of unique structures, those you can't destroy at all. And it's a little sad because you kind of would want to in certain cases. Like if you're base building and you don't know that there's a giant veiny tendril somewhere around your base, and then you just go onto the other side of, like, say, a cliff or mountainside that you would think is, like, a lot like the other side of your base, the other side of the mountain, but then, nope, there's this big, ugly, disgusting thing on your base now, and you can't do anything to get rid of it. You know? And then sometimes you look at them and you think to yourself, well, I would like to be able to do something with that. Like, the very first base that I built in this save data on Let It Begin Again, I built it near a tall pillar structure, and I kept saying to myself, oh, that would be perfect to be able to mold into, like, a statue of myself, you know? And I could do that if I wanted. But it was just such a huge undertaking, and I was like, who knows, at some point they'll do an update that changes all of the planets, and then my planet will revert to 0, and the landscape will shift, you know, and then it will all have been for nothing. So I just ended up not doing anything with it. But if I had, then that would have been a cool little thing to have on my base. People would come to my base and they'd see a giant statue of my character and be like, oh, neat. That must have taken you forever. I would have been like, yes, but it was worth it. Yeah, but then there was always the nagging thing in the back of my head that was saying, the minute I make this, they're gonna do an update, like the Worlds update, where they completely change all of the planets, and it's gonna be gone forever. And that will make me sad. Okay, I'm just going to say it. This planet is really fun and safe, and I would love to continue looking for scrap on this planet non-stop, but it's just not as fruitful as the larger planet. It is just nowhere near as fruitful in the scrap department. So we're gonna have to go to Radio Shack. Oh, I love I named that planet Radio Shack. Because it just fits. We're gonna have to go to Radio Shack and get our Corvette pieces. Oh, for as fun as it would be to do that here, it's just there just is not as much of a wide selection as there is on Radio Shack. I might name this moon Target or something, you know. Just be like Target's electronic section. Not a very big selection, but you know, they got some stuff here. And it's nice and safe and warm and clean. I've been in a Radio Shack before, way back before they went out of business, and I gotta tell you, those places, they were not well kept. I'm not saying good riddance or anything like that, because Radio Shack was still a good place to get some good deals, you know? Deals on basic electronics. Like if you wanted a phone charger, you'd go to Radio Shack. But yeah, it was definitely different in terms of what you would see in store maintenance. And I'm not even saying near the end of its lifespan either. I'm just saying it's because they always hired teenagers and people right out of high school and stuff. And when you're that young, you don't give a fuck about anything. And you think you're better than everyone. So obviously you're not going to do your job right. And it was very reflected in the way that you would see things handled in certain Radio Shack locations. I'm not going to say every Radio Shack locations, but the ones that I went to, at least. And that's just why. I mean, there are certain places back in the 90s where you knew kids and teens worked. And that was fast food restaurants, movie theaters, and Radio Shacks. And every time that you would go to those locations, you'd know you'd always be met with poor upkeeping, and everything would look a mess, and the service would be subpar, you know? At least that's how it was in the 90s. I'm not saying it's like that now. Though I am saying it's probably like that. I don't get out that much anymore, so I don't know. So, you know. If you guys have any complaints, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. Let me know of any horror stories you might have about certain locations you've been to where you see nothing but teens slacking off. I would say that I was like that when I was a teen, but I didn't have a job when I was a teenager. When I was a teenager, it was the early 2000s, and the job market was not great. So all you kids out there who have jobs, all you teens out there who have jobs, be grateful. When I was your age, I couldn't get a job to save my life, and I was applying everywhere. God, it was a nightmare. Trying to find a job back then, oof. I'm not saying that the job market's getting any better under Trump. It's definitely not. If anything, it's getting worse, so you should be lucky that you have a job to get in this day and age, because it's just going to get worse as time goes on. But that was definitely one thing that Biden was 100% behind, and that's getting people jobs. And I mean, hey, even at the places that I work now, there are way more people working there. I used to go into work and it'd be just a skeleton crew. There were days when I'd go in and I was the only person there at night. But now, there's typically always someone there, and it's good to see that. It makes me happy because I know that there aren't people starving on the streets. There are people actually working, even if some of them are ungrateful for it. Oh, right. I was sitting here like, I know I'm going to hate myself if I just immediately step out there without doing this one thing. And I couldn't remember. It was the nutrient processor, picking the food up. That's why I took so long to come down here. I was like, I gotta do something on this floor, don't I? Yeah. Nutrient processor. Grab the food out your... Is it in here, or is it... It's in my storage, isn't it? My freighter storage. You know what? Of course. Of course. Oh, damn it. That's the other one. Well, maybe I can... This is the hard part about looking in the storage on this freighter. Because everything's so... kind of everywhere. That's the thing with this ship. It's kind of, it's intentional, but it's kind of a mess. It's an intentional mess. Where's the other storage things? I thought I had 4 up here. Where'd they go? Or, I mean, 3. I thought I had 3 up here. Where's the stairs? Forgot about the stairs. There we go. Oh, man, are you kidding me? There's only 2? I thought there was, like... Oh, it's because of the room that I put in. Ah. Well, one of these storages might be... food storage. Let's check each one. See, this is why I don't check storage on my Corvette, because of how messy it is. Yeah. Ha ha ha, yeah, here's food storage. Trying to remember which one it is. I gotta take off my shirt, hold up. It was cold, but now that I've been playing for a while, I'm getting a bit hot air. Well, I'm looking at the... Yeah, I'm not seeing it. That's weird. I thought I had it in my food storage. I guess not. It was a type of food. Look like beans, I think. Not these, but I had a lot of them. Is it my inventory? No.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
Huh. Maybe I have been playing a lot more, so maybe I already ate all of them. I might have gone on an extended vacation in a toxic area. Whoa, almost knocked over.
Radiation detected.
Had to adjust my microphone there. Almost knocked over my cup there. Alright. Well, that answers that. It's not in my storage, so it has to be... Alright, well, let's go out and... I feel like I didn't eat it, but I don't know.
Radiation protection falling.
I guess I'm going to have to make more. I'm pretty sure it was vegetables. Let's look at the recipes. I think it was the steamed vegetables. Deploy a portable nutrient processor. It doesn't say what it does. No, it was them up there. The severed beans. Gamma root? Oh, are you kidding me? Well, I guess that explains why I was able to help with radioactivity. How are these? And they require selenium. Maybe they'll help with radioactivity. Certain things that you get on radioactive planets help fight off radioactivity. Alright, I could have also done this. Shit. I didn't have to put it in my inventory. Where is it? There it is. Oh, what? Heat resistance. Ah, it's not the same thing as radioactivity. I think the Grawberry might do it. I think because this is well located on radiation resistance. There we go. If I excuse me, have all 28. What happens if I cook the Grawberry? If I cook it, will it become something more potent? I feel like it might. Sugar? Yeah, I don't think that's going to help with with radioactivity. You know what? You can find Grawberries just laying around, so... Yeah, sure, I'll put the Grawberries in there. It says it'll help me out with an hour's worth of radioactive protection, so... Yeah, an hour and 10 minutes. Alright, extreme radioactivity. See, there goes some Grawberries already. Said I could add more. Why isn't it adding? Meh, oh well. Alright, let's try to find some scrap. Finding a lot of... There we go. See, that's what I'm saying. Radio Shack is way better, way easier to find scrap here. Alright, so 23% might not be a lot, but it's at least somewhat helpful. What was that? Oh, you're really cute, but you'll grow up to be just like your parents, so that's not as cute. If they stayed that small forever, I'd probably adopt one, but when they get bigger, they're not as cute. I don't know, it's when they're small is when they're cute. Speaking of cute, hold up. I found a pet recently when I was on a weekend mission. Now, tell me this isn't the funniest name for a creature. Its name is Magneto. I didn't give it that name. Its name is just Magneto, and it looks like Magneto, the character. It has the same color scheme and kind of has a helmet-shaped looking thing like Magneto's helmet. Tell me that's not ironic. It's called Magneto, and it looks like Magneto. That's the coolest freaking little dude. And how fast it bounces around. And it's super cute. So I was like, yeah, I gotta have this little guy. Look at him go. He's so energetic. Love him. Welcome to the team, Magneto. But yeah, I found him in a cave. So he surprised the hell out of me. I was in a cave on the recent weekend mission had us exploring and trying to tame pets in harsh environments, and every single planet that you would go to had rare, hard to find animals. And that was the difficulty. The weekend missions, I'm about to go in a cave. Granted, it's a water and lots and lots of water in this cave. Like I said, the caves on Radio Shack are very elaborate. Look at this cave, it's so cool. Like the coolest cave. It doesn't provide much protection though. It's more open than a typical cave, so I'm guessing that's why it's not protecting me from the weather. But yeah, that's why I'm saying Radio Shack has like the coolest cave systems. It's because of the weather. I can't see shit, and B, I can't fly very well. Alright, Magneto, come on, get in here. Magneto? Magneto! Come on. Come here, buddy. Cannot summon companion here. Not inside of a cave. I found him in a cave. He was birthed in a cave. Why can't I summon him? Come on in. Come on, Magneto. Get out of the storm. There you go, buddy. He's a happy little guy. I realize his two tentacle arms aren't really are just appendages that are stuck on his side and they won't move, but it looks like he's so happy. Feeling good. I'm feeling good too, buddy. Alright. I've showed you off. I'll put you back. But yeah, look at him. This spot used to be occupied by another bouncing creature that was not as cute, definitely. Still the cutest creature I have in my inventory is Ari Ari. He's a tiny little adorable creature that has a dopey face, and I love him. This is probably the most unique one that I have, and I think it was tied to a certain event that I did, maybe an expedition, I can't remember. I feel like everyone has this one now. He is cute though, I will admit, but definitely not the rarest one. And forget upgrading to the new update. Look at that, 20,000 nanites. Wow, that's a lot.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
Come back, bud. Bye, suit creature. He calls me suit creature. And he pooed. Alright, back to
Radiation detected.
hunting for scrap. Where'd it go? Oh, there he is. It's on the other side of... on the other side of there. Gotta climb out of this cave. But yeah, this cave system, it was really cool. Had like a lake in it and everything. It was neat. Ooh, I'm looking through the planet. Whoa. I think this Radio Shack planet is kind of... Whoa, hold up. Oh, I have scanned them before. I've spent a lot of time on Radio Shack. I think I found all of the creatures here, but some of them I don't see that often. I didn't realize we had rolling creatures. I love that this planet is infested with a bunch of bug creatures as well, especially ants. They're like the drones of Radio Shack. Ooh, free. Here we go. I've seen the videos of people posting about the easy ways to collect scrap in your Corvette. You could just shoot at the locations and stuff. You could stay in your Corvette the entire time to look for scrap. And I've tried it. It works, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's hard to do, but that's just the thing. It's not as fun when you're doing it that way. There's a bit of a challenge that comes from doing it this way, and I like that. In certain games, you have to kind of create a challenge to make it feel as though things are worth it. It's not just that, but when you do it in your Corvette from space, I also feel like you don't get as much. Your reward, you don't get as many things. Because when I was doing it, I don't know if I was just unlucky or what, but it didn't feel like I was getting the same amount of scrap, the same amount of Corvette pieces that I would have if I was walking up to each location and digging it out with the terrain manipulator. Because at least then I was getting like 3 Corvette pieces every single time. Or I get like 3 Corvette pieces are expensive, are you know, rare things to sell. But doing it from the Corvette, I was only getting like 1 Corvette piece each time, and I was saying to myself, is this really the best way to do this? Because it doesn't feel like it. Then, like I said, it might have just been that I was unlucky. But yeah, I definitely feel like this is the better way. For me, anyway. I have fun doing this. Yeah, see? It's like I get a Corvette piece every single time I break something. But when you shoot at it from a Corvette, you'll get the ferret dust, you'll get all that other stuff, but you'll typically only get one piece. One Corvette piece. I don't know if maybe they did an update to change it, and maybe it was a lot easier for people when they were first doing it, but it's definitely not the best way to do it now. Yes, I still collect sodium even though I'm maxed out on sodium.
Radiation protection. Stabilizing.
You know why? Because if I take that sodium, put it in here, I get sodium nitrate, which I don't have as much of. And sodium nitrate can be used for a lot of things. But yeah, as you can see, me walking around on the planet, I've gotten 9 pieces from those 2 locations. And that's because I'm getting a Corvette piece from each thing that I break. But if I was to take off in my Corvette and shoot at it from space, I wouldn't get as much. Let me show you what I'm talking about to those that don't know about this. So you can just hang around on the outside of your Corvette and do this. And look around as your Corvette kind of cruises along above the planet. And then when you get to the location, obviously I'm gonna have to switch the... Oh, yeah. You start shooting. There you go. Getting a bunch of things. I got another one. I got another piece. But yeah, I don't think I'm getting everything. I'm accidentally killing creatures around the planet. Oh fuck, I'm landing on top of it. Shit, I didn't want to do that. Right, so that I'm literally right on top of the space where it was. So let's go out, dig up the area, and try to find... Because I only got 2 pieces.
Technology recharge.
Oh, that's different.
Radiation protection. Falling.
I don't think that has anything to do with the Corvette piece. What's that called? Oh, buried mineral formation. I didn't realize this was a thing. I don't know when they put this in, but neat. What do I do? Yeah, that? Okay. Glowing minerals. Is that how you get those? I was just buying them. But yeah, I don't know if there was only 2 in that spot, but I only got 2. I think they were duplicates, because they're not showing up in here. Although I think they're on my starship. What? Did I not? Okay, no, my phone is charging. Oh, the restream. Kind of slow down there. I don't think there was anyone in chat. I didn't hear anyone anyway. Yeah, I'm looking over. I don't see anything. Okay, yeah, see? I got 1, 2, 3. I got 3. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, that is one way to do it, I guess, but... I don't know. I don't like doing it that way. I kind of just like the thrill of traveling on land to do it. I also don't end up killing a bunch of innocent creatures. Where'd I park? So yeah, I'm gonna do it my way. You all can do it your way, but I don't know. I feel like I don't get as many Corvette pieces when I do it that way. I will say, cruising above the planet in your Corvette is really cool and very chill. I've done it before. I cruised around an entire planet on my Corvette, and it's awesome. It's like being in the back of a truck while riding around in the back of a truck. I mean, I guess it really all depends on what your ship or what your Corvette looks like. If your entranceway is on the back of your ship, yeah, it'll feel a lot like being in the back of a pickup truck. But no, that's the main reason why I want to build a boat. A boat-looking Corvette. Because, then I can sail around above a planet on a boat. Ugh. Come on, it's really freaking hard to see out here. And they're butthole plants trying to blow me up. Let's try and mark something before I go. Not only that, but you can collect storm crystals this way too, and it's very convenient for collecting certain things. Like those glowing minerals that I found. Oh no, where's my ship? I forgot where I parked. I can't see. It's too hard to see. Let me in. Let me in. There we go. Plus I get the rest like this sometimes. It's great. It's just all around more of an experience when you do it this way. Well, when you're just cruising around in your Corvette shooting at the ground, it feels a lot less... It feels a lot less earned, is what I'm going to say. I'm going to go with that. And I feel like if you're going to collect Corvette pieces in your Corvette, you should do it in space, you know? The more challenging way to do it. And that's by creating the emergency signal pieces to use out in space and try to find destroyed starships or destroyed Corvettes to harvest from. There's more of a challenge in doing it that way. Because you'll either get a destroyed Corvette, a destroyed freighter, or an abandoned freighter. I think those are the 3 things that you can end up getting. And all of them are a way to get Corvette pieces. But the most annoying way to do that would be to go into the freighter. Because to those that don't know, once you go all the way to the end of the freighter,
Weather update. Storm clear.
you have the option of getting an item from the abandoned freighter, and it'll be a Corvette piece. But only one. So it would be more beneficial to encounter a damaged or destroyed freighter or a destroyed Corvette.
Night radiation detected.
Because those yield more Corvette pieces. The destroyed Corvettes, I think you could get about 3 pieces from them. And the destroyed freighters, I think you could get about 2 from them. I don't know, I've never really salvaged from a destroyed freighter in space. I haven't done that yet. That's one of the things I haven't done. But yeah, I guess you guys can tell why I enjoy playing No Man's Sky. To wind down and get ready for bed. There's a lot to this game, but the one thing that I always loved about this game is how vast and how expansive it is,
Radiation protection.
because it helps you chill out so much, and it's just the perfect game to play before you go to bed. And don't get me wrong, like I've said before, there are things you can do in this game that are super exciting, that require a lot of skill and a lot of challenge, and will put your character to the test once you've built it up. But that's only if you want to play that way, you know? And I think the reason why Radio Shack has so many unique items on it and gives so many cool rewards when you're exploring on it is because it's an extreme planet. It doesn't have dangerous fauna or flora. I mean, it has the dangerous flora, obviously. But it doesn't have the dangerous fauna. It doesn't have asshole sentinels. But its weather is very extreme. And I guess to compensate, they give you a bunch of unique things on this planet. I don't want to accidentally shoot the bug. Make it mad. But yeah, you've got salvageable scrap, you got those unique items that you find underground, like the glowing crystals you saw a minute ago, but there are also the organic pieces that you'll find underground. I will occasionally find them as I'm looking for scrap. You have a lot of unique life forms on this planet, like those flying fish, the rotating orb creatures. And I guess some people consider the bugs to be unique, but meh. I see a lot of bugs ever since they were introduced way back during the Brood Mother update. I forget exactly what that one was called. Ever since then, I've been seeing lots of bugs on the planets I go to. Have I discovered every animal on this planet? No, I haven't. Ooh, these fish are a lot uglier up close. Ugh. Ugh. And they got like this weird... Ugh. Ugh. They got like these weird... I don't even want to say it because I think YouTube might... They might be mad at me if I said that word. But yeah, their faces, they're definitely fleshy. I'll just say that. Whoa, whoa. Oh. Oh, there's the giant worm. There you are. Oh man, its legs move a lot more than I remember. I'm gonna call him the Radio Shack manager. All the ants are the employees. And Radio Shack manager is the giant worm. I heard somewhere that you can scan the giant worms now. I haven't given it a try, but it's really neat if you can. Uh-oh, I think we've run out of... Yeah, looks like we've run out of scrap. And that's buried technology. I still think they should change the icon for scrap to be something else that isn't as similar as the buried technology. And maybe even a different color, you know? Alright, well, how much have I gotten? I've gotten a pretty good haul. Can head on back to the space station and put a bunch of this away. I'm looking at what I got. This is new. Oversized canister link. No, it's not. I got 2 of these. I put them on my Corvette because I want it to look like it's an all-purpose vehicle that can be on land and sea. So I have like those canisters on it. I've just colored them green to match everything else. But yeah, here they are. And that storm is a clear indication that we should wrap things up here. How much do I have left to go? Only 16? Yeah, let's put these back in here. We got 20 seconds left. Put them back in my freighter. Oh right, I found those bubble clusters on the same planet that I found Magneto. Oh no, I didn't find them on the same planet. That's right. The first planet that weekend mission guided you to was a bubble planet where you were supposed to find one specific bubble creature. And like I'm saying, the weekend missions aren't for those who are impatient. And I was very impatient. So, very sad day for Jason. I was like, I can't find anything. I was lucky that on one of the planets I was able to find a cluster of worms There's like 4 worms on one of the planets. Like a little herd of worms, flying worm creatures that I kept feeding over and over again. But getting to that point, trying to find them, man, it was a headache. The first planet takes you to is a bubble planet where you'll
Extreme night radiation detected.
only be able to find one creature. The bubble creature, the one that I featured in my one short in the archives channel. There's a short called Bullying Bubble Buddy. That's the creature that you find on that planet. And it's a very lonesome creature. It's all by itself. And because of that, it was kind of going to be impossible to keep feeding it over and over again, 38, 36 times. So I gave up on finding it, and I went to another planet that had different life forms. All of them were rare, so they were all going to be difficult to find. And the ones that weren't rare were ones that only appeared during certain times of the day in certain locations, like underground. Actually, all underground. But I was lucky to find those worms when I did. 'Cause I was like, you guys are the only things that will be able to help me do this. So I kept throwing food at them until it was complete. The mission was complete. You had to feed 38 freaking creatures. But I'm glad that crap. Okay, there we go. That was crazy. But yeah, I'm glad you could feed the same creatures over and over again, because if I had to feed different creatures each time, that would have made me so sad. I'd have been like, this is impossible. Alright, put these Corvette pieces away for whenever it is I feel like making the boat. I doubt this will be enough, though, but it's at least something. More radiators. These will be useful when it comes to making the ship. Because you need a lot of those curved pieces. I think I may even put those, these right here. I think I might even put those on it if I get a couple more. You know, make it look like it'd be able to float. These legs are kind of cool, but they're very much invisible. If you don't put them directly underneath. However, they do allow for the Corvette ship to do this really neat animation when it's landing, so I may even use them. However, I would rather use the jets that I have on. You know what? Nah. I'll decide when it comes time for it. I'll decide. But I'm still up in the air on how the ship's gonna look, how it's all going to come together. But I have been taking advice, so if any of you out there who play No Man's Sky have any tips for me when it comes to creating my ship, my Corvette boat, let me know in the comment section. I welcome any and all creative minds to this channel. And tips for creating Corvettes are always very much welcome. I think I'm going to keep these glowing minerals instead of selling them, because I know in the past I've come across situations where they've asked me for glowing minerals and I'm like, I don't know exactly what those are. Because I keep confusing them with these here. Because they look just like them. I mean, look. It's the same image. It's just different colored background. You know what? No, I'm going to put them in with those. Because it'll help me find them. Because I'll come here and I'll see these and I'll be like, chloride lattice, that's it. I'll see these and I'll be like, oh, there it is. And then I'll be like, oh, wait, no, that's not them. Wait, no, there it is. You know, that's exactly what I'll say. I know me. And that's exactly what I'd end up doing. I guess we could spend those salvage parts. I think I only have one thing left to unlock in the build menu. And then I'll have everything. Well, everything from the basic build menu. Okay, this odd sensor, sell that. Then the buzzing seal, sell that. Buzzing bearing. Okay, sell that as well. All right. Let's go ahead and go to the... Whoa, whoa. Don't land on me. Let's go ahead and go to the space anomaly. Go to the... build terminal. Once I buy this last piece, that'll be it. Until another update where they include more base building parts. This will be the last of the base building parts that I have to unlock. Dang it. I really don't know what's holding me up there. It's very much invisible. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, last one, and that's... Oh, okay, I have more than one. I thought I only had one thing left. I must have been totally spacing. Which one of these? I like this one. I think that's all I can do for now. Yep. Okay, well, I was wrong. I still have two more. But that will be the last. That will probably be the last time you guys see me go into that that menu. If you guys were ever wondering, that's where you go to buy more base building parts, you know? I'm debating whether or not... You know what? I'm going to save them. I know I'm going to get 1,800 Quicksilver this weekend when I do the weekend poll. I can't wait to unlock this. This cow looks really cool. But I think it only works with the Gek race. I don't know. I don't think it's going to work with the autophage race, so I may end up using it for a different character that I have that's a Gek. You guys know who I'm talking about. I walk in the rain, in the rain. Is it right? Oh, is it? Is it? Cowboy Bebop soundtrack is so good. I don't know, they just... It feels like they just don't make... Whoa, where am I going? Where am I going? What the fuck? I didn't start a mission, so... It's weird that it's sending me somewhere. I have no clue. Well... Prepare for a surprise, everyone. I know I am. Oh, we're back in our home system. That's strange. How did I... Why did it send me here? I was at Yacht Club. And it sent me here for some reason. Did you guys... Did they know that I wanted to get back home? I don't know. See, I was going to leave out of here, go to the space station, and then warp that way, but it just sent me here. Very odd thing for it to do. Oh, I forgot I have these two. That's why I was going to go to the space station. I forgot to drop these off. Yeah, I apparently killed some poor ants. Sorry, Radio Shack employees. I didn't mean to kill you. To the space station. But yeah, I don't think I've encountered a single anime that gives me the same feelings that Cowboy Bebop did. And I doubt I ever will. It was just that time of it was just that era of animation. It is gone forever now. Things are just way too silly these days, you know? Every anime always has to have characters that have big over-the-top reactions, and there's nothing wrong with that. I understand that a lot of it is influenced by Western animation, so that's a good thing, you know? Eastern and Western animations kind of mingling together, I love that. That's great. But like the old-fashioned animes from the 90s and 80s, they just hit so different way back then. I know a lot of people were like, it's stuffy, too serious, doesn't interest me. I get it. I understand why it wouldn't interest you, especially if you're growing up with the type of anime that we see these days, where it's all kind of over-the-top reactions and crazy zany antics of the characters, even in serious anime. where everything just suddenly goes chibi and people are doing wacky facial animations and things like that, or weird meme faces and things like that. I get it. It's the thing that everybody wants to do, but you can stay serious and still be funny. There are so many parts in Cowboy Bebop that just have you dead out laughing like crazy, and they don't have to go over the top with the expressions that the characters make. It's important to understand simplicity. It's important to understand restraint, because there's a real life aspect to those things in the world of animation. And sometimes it's just better to have a good grasp on realism in any art field, not just, not just the world of animation or painting or digital art and design. It just makes your work feel more down to earth and more grounded in actual human conflict, more human emotions. And if it's funny, if it's serious, if it's more dramatic, it just amplifies all of that. Not only that, but I think if you go a little bit too zany, a little too wacky with what you're doing, if you go out of pocket, it kind of dates your material too, Because comedy is subjective, but you also have to realize that comedy is also... It also revolves around the current media, the current... what's popular, Trends change, and comedy changes along with the trends. So... if you're being all zany and wacky and you're doing certain things that are popular for a time period, future generations are going to look at that and say, well, that was just the style at the time. And it will take a lot of the impact of said joke or said zany antic. It will take that impact out of the medium when future generations view it. So, but if you have a more grounded, more realistic, and more in tune style to your work, it kind of just sticks with every generation because it's real, because it's something that every generation can relate to, because it's a basic mindset that every generation will have. It's not piggybacking off of something. It's not following the trend that was interesting for the day, for the style, for the age, and I'll put those in the nutrient processor. But yeah, that's all I'm saying. Once again, I've said it before. I'm a big fan of One Piece, and they have literally all of their comedy comes from a Western perspective in terms of animation and the way it's styled. And I love One Piece. So if I was to be all like, oh, I hate the way anime is now, blah blah, they're too over the top with their reactions, they would kind of make me a hypocrite because I love One Piece and it's all over the top antics with the comedy and that. God, I hate it whenever freighters and frigates are entering a system. It feels like everything's blowing up, and I get it. It's here. The ship's made it. But it feels like they should do something about that too. When the frigates pop in, they shouldn't have explosions happen. It should only be the freighters that do that because they're large, so it makes sense. But for each individual frigate also, that's kind of over the top. Oh, there's my stuff. My base. Oh, my freighter's not here, right? Oh, when I land, I gotta pull my freighter up. Ugh. But yeah, I've been working a lot on my base. But I've noticed that Catastrophe has been working on his base too. It makes me kind of happy to see. He added a mini game. I don't think he's completed it because it's kind of... the start is there, but there's no finish. I don't think I'm gonna get this. I think I might have gotten it. Let's see if I landed flat on the ground or if I'm in the sky. Oh, nope. I'm a little bit too high up. Just a itty bitty bit. Oh well. That was close. I almost did a perfect landing. Ooh, nice ship, dude. Yeah, to anyone wondering why I put more things around the bottom, the base of the landing pad here, that's why. It's because whenever people were landing, they were kind of getting stuck, and it would take them longer to take off in their ship. Because you got to realize when they land, they examine their ship, and then they leave. But if they can't examine their ship, it just takes them a little bit longer to leave because they just do the same animation over and over again. Give up and then leave. Let's see. I like those sails though. They're nice. Alright, let's check the... You know what? I'm gonna let it go a little longer while I check out my settlements, wrap them up. Then I'll come back, I'll grab the fish, release them, and then save and stop. Oh, right. Wait. Conflict. Okay. Conflict resolution pending. Let's go there first. Resolve the conflict. And then go over and see what's happening in resolution. As well as upgrade one more time. I think we'll go from A to S. On that starship. On that landing pad. Kind of surprised nobody showed up today. Well, you know what? That's not too surprising. A lot of the people that were showing up for the No Man's Sky streams, I guess it's kind of hit that lull. It always happens every time around this time of the year for No Man's Sky because they're trying to catch up, trying to give everyone a chance to... giving everyone a chance to do the expeditions again. So there are no new updates to No Man's Sky. So around this time of the year, they always like to hold off on doing any updates. We probably won't see another update to No Man's Sky until February. So, or at least hear about one until February. I'm not saying they're going to do one in February. But if they were going to, that'd be the earliest they would do an update. Because like I said, the expedition reruns take a while. So it's probably going to go up until, I want to say halfway through January. But we'll see. Resolved dispute. Maintenance construct aviator was caught recklessly driving a stolen exocraft. It is noted that they have a history of similar behavior that dates back several years. Ooh. Publicly shame. Collect fine. That seems like it's too much of a... I don't know. I feel like publicly shame would make everybody happy, but only because, you know, it's what they expect to see. I don't know if he's going to learn his lesson from that. Collect fine would definitely not teach him a lesson at all. Send to prison would definitely teach him a lesson, but... I don't know. I feel like I should do publicly shame, not just because it'll teach him a lesson, but it's also kind of a reflection on how I want everyone else to, what I want everyone else to learn. You know, it's like if I publicly shame him, then it will teach everybody else, yeah, don't be like this guy. While if I send him to prison, nobody will really know exactly what was going on. They'll like, oh, he just went to prison, I guess. And it'll only be something one or two people learn from. So, publicly shame, yeah. Oh, of course he didn't like that. Obviously he didn't like that. Who would want to be publicly shamed? But that's apparently something the citizens wanted, so... Hey, and at least this gives him a chance to repent for what he's done. And learn not to do it again. Alright, oh. It's an A class. So, yeah, we get to upgrade to an S class now. Let's see, what am I gonna need? Navigation data. Alright, I can get that. Alright, now I need to summon my frigate. Alright. See? Not a big deal. And once it upgrades to an S class, you can start raking in the tons, baby. I mean, if you're into that. Me personally, this is the autophage settlement, so I would rather have them work on making me some Atlantidium, which is exclusive to the autophage base. I said titty. Alright. We go to resolution. We fix whatever issue they're having. We head on back to the base. We grab the fish from the traps. We release the fish for some nanites. And then we save and stop. Pretty long stream today. It's been about 4 hours. 4 hours, 30 minutes. Oh no, it's been 3 hours for me. Right, I started at 6. I took that nap. But yeah, as you guys can hear, I am wide awake now. Brain is fully functional. It's just a little bit of a warning to all you guys, let you all know. That's what happens when I take a nap. That's usually why I don't like taking a nap or taking breaks or anything like that when I'm at work. It's just so hard for me to get back into the rhythm, you know? A group of adventurous citizens wish to leave the settlement with planetary entity Tiernagid as their leader. They feel they are on the verge of an important scientific discovery, but their existing DNA samples are inadequate. They wish to collect additional biological material so that they might complete their experiment. Oh yeah, sure, why not? I mean, I have yet to experience an expedition that yields bad news when they come back, so... Alright. Heading back home. I'm kind of just happy that I'm done with Christmas shopping. I got all of it taken care of. I'm just gonna kind of put myself on autopilot for the next couple of weeks, you know? Sure, the Christmas season can get pretty busy at my my weekend job, but it's definitely not as difficult as the Thanksgiving season. Where's my Corvette? Oh, it's way up there. Oh, shit. Dude, watch your backsplash. There we go. See, I caught one extra fish in that trap. The fish that you catch in traps happen way more often than they did before. When I was my first experience with these traps was a lot less few. Ooh, wow, look at that. An S. The Lunker. This is the first time I've caught one of these here on this planet. Cool. Probably gonna give me a decent amount of nanites. Oh man, what was I saying before I saw that fish? Ah well. But yeah, oh yeah, that's right. My first experience with the traps, it felt like it would take forever for me to catch anything with them. I'm guessing they changed that at some point, cause now it happens way faster. Alright, cool. I wish there was a way... Maybe there is. I haven't really checked the catalog for fish. Journey on a page. Nope. Recipes? Nah. Wonders. Fishing records. There is! Whoa, awesome. Okay, cool. There's so many types of fish to catch. Cool. Cool. Wow, some I haven't even seen. This is awesome. Glad I decided to look. Yeah, this is something that I could work on. Wonder if I could get any kind of a reward for completing this list. Yeah, I definitely enjoy all of the new updates that they've done to fishing in No Man's Sky. I will give them that. Definitely keep doing what you're doing, Hello Games. You're making a lot of people happy. Let's land this bad boy. You know, at one point I kind of wanted to rename this this ship the Sea Duck from Tailspin, because I was going to make it look like it could land on sea. I mean, it can. It has the aqua thrusters, or the aqua landing gear, whatever it is. But I don't know. I just kind of changed the name because it was called It wasn't called Habitat Protector before. It was I think it was like Habitat or something. There wasn't a T in there, but it did look like Habitat before, and in my brain I kept thinking of it as Habitat Protector, so that's what I decided to go with. That's the name that I decided. I just changed like one letter somewhere in between here, I remember. But yeah, after I changed that, I said to myself, yeah, that's what I'll name it. And I think it fits. Alright. All's well that ends well. Let's head on and head on over here, save the game. Oh, you know what? I just looked at my my life support. It's pretty low. Let's go ahead and use a... You notice how it didn't go down? But that number did. For some weird reason, all of your life support gel is connected to the life support gel here in your inventory. You use up life support once you have a max amount here. You use it up in any other place, it'll detract from it and refill here. I don't know what's going on with that, but I don't mind it. I like it. It kind of makes inventory management a little easier, in my opinion. Oh, look at that. Java woke up just to walk up to the camera and say hello. Say hey, everybody. Little Java says hi. Coming over to take a look at me now. What's up, buddy? The heck? Java. Hey. Hey, buddy. I was wondering if it was going to do the Alexa thing again. That was weird. I don't know if she said anything. I couldn't hear anything. I was listening. I couldn't hear nothing. Oh well. Alright, save. Normally I would just let you guys hang out with Java, see what Java's doing once he wakes up, but I don't know how long he's going to, you know, be active for. Yeah. Alright. So believe it or not, even though nobody stopped by, I do have one person to thank. We have a new subscriber over on the archives. Alright, so I would like to thank Santa for subscribing. Thank you very much, Santa, for subscribing over on YouTube. I hope you enjoy what you saw. I'm pretty sure you subscribed when I was playing Fantasy Life I. If you're looking forward to seeing more of that, it will definitely be something I play next Wednesday. Not this upcoming Wednesday, but next Wednesday after that. I'll take off my headset here. Definitely take out my earbud. Oof. I get so tired of having that in my ear. I don't know how people can stand earbuds. I only tolerate it because I enjoy listening to my Spotify music when I play No Man's Sky. So, that's just me, I guess. Alright. So other than that, I guess I could also thank Bryce very much for giving me a bit of a hint about what's going on in Genshin Impact. The new update. Java's over there dancing. But the new update to Genshin Impact has 2 new acts, the 5th and 6th act, and apparently the 6th act is very long, and the 5th act leads up to it, and it doesn't give you much of a resting period between acts, so I have to make sure I save and stop the stream before the 6th act appears to be starting, which is it's going to be a little bit difficult to tell when that's going to be, but I hope I'll be able to manage. I don't know. Typically, I like to stream between 2 and 4 hours every day, so if we hit the 4-hour mark on this upcoming stream, this upcoming Monday stream when I do Genshin Impact, I will. I'll stop it there. It doesn't matter where I am in the story. I'm going to wrap things up because I don't want the story to drag on for way too long. Yeah, I think that was it for updates as to how my channel is going. But yeah, if you're wondering when I'm going to be playing No Man's Sky next time, it'll be next Thursday. It's always on Thursday, unless I say otherwise. And if that's the case, then you can always check the posts tab. I keep it up to date as to what it is I'm going to be playing or when. And if any emergencies arise or if anything happens to where I can't stream, I will post there and let you guys know. But to anyone watching in the archives, don't forget to leave a like, comment, share the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know exactly when it is I'm going to be I'm trying to think of the word yeah, you can see the energy drink starting to wear off now. I'm starting to get tired again, so I ended the stream a little bit prematurely because I was planning to do maybe a little bit more fishing, but I was like, you know what? I can feel it already. I'm starting to get tired, so we'll wrap things up here. No, I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't know. I feel like I'm leaving something out. Like I wanted to tell you guys something, but I can't remember what it was. Shoot. Oh well. Alrighty, everybody. You have a great day and or night. I'll see you this Monday. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing the weekend poll. I might have you guys vote on which game I'm going to be playing on Tuesday, but then again, I may have you guys vote on what it is I do in No Man's Sky on Thursday. So, you know, we'll see when tomorrow comes. I'll do it before I start work. I usually do it early in the morning, so it'll go from early Friday morning to early Monday morning when I announce the winner. If you guys plan on participating, make sure you are subscribed so you could be notified as to when the poll takes place and when it starts. Alrighty, everyone, you get some sleep, stay safe, and I will see you on Monday. Sleep easy, everyone. Good night.